Watermarking our photos has been something that Lightroom users have wanted since day one. Well, now with version 3 of Lightroom, we have watermarking. We can do text, we can do graphics, we can do all kinds of things like that. Let's go check it out. Watermarking is essentially part of the export process. You've decided you want to save your photos as a JPEG to put into an email or into a web page or whatnot. So you'd come up here to File, Export. Opens up the export dialog. Nothing has really changed except for the fact that we have this watermarking area toward the bottom. So when you turn it on, you're going to see a list pop up here, and you want to choose Edit Watermarks. Now inside of here you get a couple options up at the top. Do you want a text-based watermark or do you want a graphic-based watermark? So if you want something that's a graphic, you come in there, you would choose the graphic. It could be a PNG or a JPEG image. If you want it to support transparency, make sure you use PNG. So this would be if you had your own logo or something. You can come in here and do text, which we'll do for this example. I'll type in just a big MK, and let's come in here. I'm going to choose a font. Let's choose something thick, Arial Black. And then, of course, you can choose the alignment as well as the color. Come down. It's got a shadow behind it. You can't see it because it's so small, so let's make it bigger. And now that's really big. And we've also got an opacity setting. And this one's, the idea of the watermark is, to keep people from using your photo that you don't want to, or that you haven't give permission to, or people that should be paying for it. So if it's a low opacity, it's easier to remove. If it's a higher opacity, it's hard to remove, but it's really intrusive. So you've got to kind of figure out the sweet spot here. And then come up here, don't forget it does have a drop shadow, which you can turn on and off, and you've got control over all those settings. You've got control over, do you want it to fit into the image, to fill the image? Fits probably a little bit better. And then finally down here, you can anchor it to a different side of the image or anchor it right into the center, as well as rotating. So we had 4 files ready for export here. So I'm going to click Save. It's going to make me give it a title, so I'll call it Matt's Watermark, and it saves it as a preset. So the next time I come in here, I don't have to do all that again. I can just come in here and click on Matt's Watermark, and that's my preset for it. We'll come down here, we'll click Export. When it's done exporting, you can see it's putting out 4 JPEG files. It's going to open a Finder window for me or an Explorer window on a PC. And when I take a look inside of here, let's go make sure we're in the right folder. And we can look at the photos. You can see that it's got my watermark over each one of them. Now, when I get out of here, I'm going to jump back over to Lightroom. If you go over into the web module, don't forget, you'd be saving your photos for the web. Well, there's also a watermarking checkbox over here, and it picks up the same presets that we had over inside of the export dialog box, as well as the ability to come in there and edit the watermarks of any photos that you're going to put into your web gallery too. One more thing, if you really want to learn everything there is to know about Lightroom, you've got to check out Scott Kelly's brand new book, the Lightroom 3 book for digital photographers. Scott has written essentially the Bible for Lightroom. He takes you from import all the way to print. He's even got some workflow chapters at the end. This is the book to have if you want to learn everything that you possibly can about Lightroom. Now, if you're watching this when Lightroom ships, early June, the book is not quite out yet. It'll probably be out in the next couple weeks, but you can always check all your book websites, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy books. Go check it out, and you'll be able to order it or pre-order it right there.